If you're a local Australian and you're looking for a trip of a lifetime, like Gari is definitely like a bucket list trip that you need to do in your life for sure.
You're on a remote island and he's run into his best man.
We're all talking like, this is crazy. There's nobody here.
Yeah, you guys are extremely lucky, to have that beautiful piece of nature.
We had to figure it out because the first night I just like cranked it on and died.
This is Australia.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Off-Grid Down Under podcast. I'm Sam. This is a podcast about caravanning and adventure travel throughout Australia. Today we're joined by some special guests from America. ROA Off-Road team, Shane and Cyntia Stauffer. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
And we've also got Vaughan Hindley, owner of the MDC business, sitting here with us as well.
Very happy to be here again. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, guys. Now, we've got an interesting discussion point today. You guys have just been on a bit of a holiday of a lifetime.
Yes.
It's been fun, yes.
You guys have just come back from some private travel, which we're not really going to talk about because it'll make everybody jealous. But I'm also keen to hear about your recent trip to Gari or Fraser Island. So tell us a little bit about where you guys have been in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, so we got invited out here by Vaughan to come out, and he's come to the U.S. a few times, and we've shown him around, so he said, you got to come out and experience Australia. And first stop was Fraser, Gari, and that was incredible.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, what were you thinking when we were getting into that trip? What was your expectations?
I wasn't expecting it to be as rugged per se, because to me, the most unique thing that we did in Gari was driving on the beach, on the sand, and just dodging the waves. I mean, there was so much beauty in that island in general, like the coast or like the beaches and then the tropical part. But driving on that sand part, I did not expect that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That was very unique.
That was very cool. Like 70 miles, I think is what they say is the what is that, the east side?
75-mile beach, that one.
Yeah.
On the east side, yeah.
So, I mean, we're like a couple hours just driving on the sand. That's very unique. I've never done anything like that. And I think there's some places in the U.S., but I haven't been, maybe down along the Gulf somewhere.
Well, Gari is the world's largest sand island, so that's unique in itself, right? Did you have any expectation? Did you know that it was entirely a sand island? Or
No, that was weird. So yeah, and when we're coming in, they were really getting me all psyched out, about how I'm gonna get stuck. And hey, on this very first run, they got people out there with cameras filming in the Facebook group, and you're gonna get famous for the bad.
Getting bogged at Inskip Point.
Yeah. And
we didn't want to see MDC cars and caravans on that page.
Oh, and I was the stress was high, and the anticipation, and I just gunned it and ran through there and no issues. Actually, I think on the whole trip, we call him, Steve Zammit. We now call him Boggy Steve. I call him Boggy Steve because he got bogged multiple times on this trip.
Good. Couldn't be more fitting. Couldn't happen to a better bloke.
Oh, I know. And he starts the trip with saying, I've never been bogged ever.
and he came home with the sticker.
Yeah, I've been traveling with Steve now for more than 10 years, and I've actually never seen him bogged. And so it was quite an enjoyable experience, and I'm still into him every time I see him.
Yeah, me too.
He got the sticker. I got bogged at Inskip Point.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm super happy about that. Yeah, I don't think he likes the nickname I gave him. So
no.
He always was giving me sign language every time I called him Boggy Steve.
And we had some friends of MDC on that trip as well. So Mark and Sarah Banks. And when we talk about boggings, he was actually, his big truck was the first one to get bogged. But not at Inskip Point, just across the other side. So he came off the barge within 100 metres, he was stuck. And there's a bit of a story behind that one that, he was giving away the traffic, but I'm not sure. But it's always very entertaining when you see those two working around that big truck trying to get it unstuck, right?
It's impressive.
Yeah.
That thing is massive.
That is such a neat rig. Those are very unique. You don't see stuff like that in the U.S.
Yeah, and he's got his XT14 behind that as well, so that makes it heavier again. I think in total it's about 7.5 ton.
Yeah,
from what I can remember.
It throws back to a discussion we had about the bigger utes the bigger trucks that we don't necessarily have in Australia. In the US, you've always had the F-150s and the bigger 2500 Rams and stuff, whereas in Australia, we haven't had those. So there's been a trend shifting towards those, I guess, larger tradie trucks, which are more of a commercial vehicle to tow bigger vans or to do that bigger, I guess, capacity work that your trucks would do. So we just had a different approach to it. But yeah, anyway.
Well, it was nice to have Mark's truck because wherever we went, people just open up the way. Yeah. They wouldn't mess up with that
get out of the
big
way.
truck. Yeah, they saw us coming. Whoa, they're going.
Yeah,
on.
that was what was neat, especially on Gari, right? Like some of those trails in when you went inside the island were really narrow, single tracks, and whenever he was hauling, he was always in the front, right? So when the second somebody saw him driving down, they pulled out of the way and then they let all of us through, which was great. So that's the benefit of having a bigger truck.
Massive, yeah.
So tell us about the van that you guys took and the car, the combo that you guys took.
Okay, yeah. So we took a 300 series Land Cruiser for the US people watching, Toyota. And then we took the XL15 4E because we had 4 people the whole adventure. So we were officially about 3 weeks on the road in camper vans in Australia.
Yeah.
So Gari was the very beginning of the trip. And yeah, we had our camera guy from the US came out with us, and then Cyntia and I and our daughter Courtney.
Fantastic.
And yeah, like awesome van, right? For 4 people. Never had any issues.
No, we slept comfortably. The space was fantastic for the 4 of us. I mean, it's made for 4 people, so it was just exactly the number. And we planned it. I mean, we accommodated everything that we needed for this trip just accordingly. So it was great. Right. Yeah, we didn't have to pack too much food thanks to MDC team. I mean,
the catering team.
The catering team. Yes,
it seemed that way. It wasn't very relaxing for myself, but
it was very relaxing for us.
I felt for us.
He'd pull in and immediately start pulling out the smoker and the chipper, whatever is that what you call it, the chipper and the fry, and we're just like getting in and wow.
And then the tomahawk steaks come out as well.
And also tomahawk steaks. Oh, it was so good. Yeah.
Sounds pretty good. So I guess you did that on the island. What was it like towing the van around, or how was it driving on the beach, Cynthia? A new experience for you?
Oh, yes. I was expecting getting off the ferry and getting into a road. I mean, that's usually what you see in an island or other places, right? You get into a road and then you go maybe to like the beach designated areas and maybe a campground. And this was just straight to like sand, no roads anywhere. I don't remember seeing a road at all. So that was off the bat amazing. Pulling the van, I mean, I couldn't believe that we were driving on the sand, off-roading already, plus pulling a van. So, and all of us as a group. So that was to me a very like, oh, wow, this is Australia. Yeah. That is so cool. So it was just a very unique, cool experience out of this world. The van in Kigari was, I mean, A1. Nothing happened. Everything, it just drove smoothly. We never feel, I mean, I'm sure that it changed.
Did we have any issues?
No, we didn't.
I don't think we had any issues. We definitely, Vaughan and I were the only ones that didn't actually get bogged.
Oh, yeah.
Even the camera crew who weren't even towing trailers got bogged.
Yeah.
I mean, they made some excuse about helping somebody else, but.
Yeah, they're not that good for driving, those guys.
Yeah,
they get all the gear and they still get stuck. I don't get it.
They were helping. They were helping a lot. They went in through that.
Still got bogged.
They're watching us here. They're watching us here.
So, Sam, the way we got onto the island is we took the Manta ferry and we'd organised it so the tide was dead low. Mm-hmm. And these guys went around Hook Point, which is pretty cool, right?
Yep, it's great. That's a nice way to do it.
You probably didn't even realise what Hook Point was.
Was that the rocky area? Or
the first bit, as soon as you come off and you go around. And so there is a inland track also that you can take during the high tide, but it's a quicker way of getting around and more scenic.
A lot more scenic. But it is notorious for very soft sand, very high tides, and there was probably a giant sand wall along there. That wall's 10 metres tall now, has been, and you can't escape. If you get caught in waves there, you are done. And I've personally I've nearly lost my car and trailer there before.
Wow.
And I tried to time the tides right and all that, and I still nearly got in trouble. So to have a nice experience through there is a pleasure.
Well, so we kept on saying, like Vaughan is like cueing the weather for us. This whole trip, it was perfect, right? When we were on the beach, it was sunny. When we went into the rainforest, it like rained because it was, but not too much. It was just like a little drizzle. So it was like part of the experience. You slept with like that white noise. And then we went back out to the beach and it was sunny again. And we're like, just like everything was like perfect. The tides were perfect. And like we did go up to, what is it? Indian Point?
Indian Head.
Indian Head.
Where
Yeah.
you cross in over the soft sand there and come onto the beach on the other side. Yep.
That's where Banksy got bogged a second time. And that's where the camera crew got bogged as well. But Banksy's like, they're some of the most incredible MDC owners that you guys, I mean, we haven't met a lot of them, but they're golden for sure. And he's like, I guess he's going in and he sees somebody bogged and he's like, oh, that's my mate, my best man for my wedding. Yeah. And it's like, what are you?
You're on a remote island and he's run into his best man.
I know. And so he's like, so he had to get out and help him. And then he got stuck, right? And so that was kind of adventurous because it started getting dark. The tide started coming in. So we were all getting a little nervous and stressed out. The kids. The dingoes, they were getting a little bit curious during that time. And they kind of hung out, in that area. I went through, got to the other side, but it starts getting dark. And I'm like, should I go and grab them or not? No. And there's dingoes and it's getting dark and the tide. And so she was nervous at that time, but we all got through. We ended up taking Banksy's trailer for him back up to the camp.
Yes, we had to unhook it. Yeah.
And we didn't get to camp till dark that night. But all was well. Nothing.
All is well.
No crazy drama. It was just beautiful, scenic, fun.
Yeah.
So tell us about some of that dingo interaction. So you saw some of the wildlife up there and...
A lot of wildlife. I mean, the dingoes, I had never heard about dingoes, but apparently it's a big thing. It was even in Seinfeld
that's
a long time ago. But no, that was interesting. I actually, Anya did talk about it, that they were wild looking dogs type of thing, that they could just be dangerous and just to keep the kids safe from them. But so yes, I was, anytime I saw some little ice in the night, especially when we were cooking like the delicious tomahawk, I was all alert, so all my senses were like up, the kids were the kids. So,
but no incidents like that. It's been so heavily publicised lately. If there is an incident, everyone hears about it and we know what goes on. But most of the time, people are pretty sensible. They're paying attention. They've got the kids close by, things like that.
No, we didn't. No dingo stole our baby, so we're good.
No,
we made it out.
No,
Wowza.
they were following us though, but interesting.
Yeah, they like to hunt. So, were there some standouts? Or standout locations or campgrounds on Gari that you really liked? And I guess then I'll throw it to Vaughan because I'd like to get his feedback as a veteran of Gari.
Oh yes, my goodness. I think Eli Creek, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
was
Creek,
amazing.
Special.
We came into there, and I think the tide was too high, so nobody else could come in, right?
Yeah, so we'd camped the night before just near the Mahino, which is a couple of kilometres north. And so when we got in there, we had the whole place to ourselves for about 4 hours. And I've been to Gari or Fraser a lot of times, and I've never been there on my own. Yeah. And that was really cool. And it seemed to follow us around the island everywhere that we went, and it was a week before school holidays. We'd had the place to ourselves for several hours. Same thing happened at Lake Mackenzie. Mm. So that was really cool. And we got the little tubes out and floating down
the float. Yep.
Yeah, we were saying that Vaughan cued the weather, but also like cued the spaces for us. It's like
perfect.
Private. Like Lake Mackenzie was private.
You have to pay extra normally for that. So Vaughan must have stuck his hand in the pocket. And
I know. Eli Creek, we pull in and we don't know. It's because it's our first experience, but they're all like Banksy and Vaughan. They're all talking. They're like, this is crazy. There's nobody here. And he pulled in. And so all of our vans were parked right up on the river bank, right? And I remember we're just sitting out here and he's smoking chicken wings, which was amazing. Oh. That was one of my favorite meals of the trip, just that. But sand, and the sun comes out and it was really warm. Like, so our feet in the sand, the ocean is just crashing waves, and we're like, kids are tubing down the river. And that was... Eli Creek was just a trip. That was like
one of the top 5, I think, right, moments I think, or top
Australia.
3, I would say.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, for Gari, like, yeah, definitely top 3. Top 5 of the whole
Was
trip.
there another spot? You also went to Central Station, I believe.
Oh, Central Station. That was so pretty.
So I really liked Central Station. That was unique, and I had no expectation. I mean, we're sand beach, and then all of a sudden we're like in a rainforest, and I'm like, this is weird. This is a trip, like moss on stumps, and the birds were like flying in and eating out of our hands. It was really, really cool, right? And that and the whole night it kind of just, it was like not too much rain, just like this little drizzle, and you just like slept so well, and we slept so good in that 15.
Oh, yes.
I track my sleep. I have like a ring that tracks my sleep.
Me too.
Best sleep that I've had in like a year, sleeping in the XL15 in Australia.
Yeah.
Like, I have data to show it and prove it. It's so good.
It's true.
Fantastic.
It's a big bed, right? So we can just like lay there.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a key. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was comfortable.
That's
It was great,
fantastic.
yeah.
Vaughan, do you have a favourite place on Gari? You've been there many times.
My favourite place would be Sandy Cape.
Mm.
And we went and had a look at the Sandy Cape. Well, we wanted to go have a look. And so we get to Nagala Rocks, which is a very famous off-road crossing, which has been really cool to take these guys through, right? Because it's iconic. And you see a lot of YouTube videos everywhere about that. But one thing we did see there was actually the whales just off Nagala Rocks, right? Now, people pay a lot of money to go on boats and go see these whales. We couldn't say we're relatively close. We're pretty close. We could see them from shore. And, we were there for about, I'd say, maybe 15 minutes, enjoying them, having a bit of a play. And while we were a little bit down that we couldn't take these guys to Sandy Cape, just having to happen that happening just offshore, I think was a bit of a highlight for me. But yeah, the Sandy Cape for me, mate, that's my spot up there. Go do some fishing. Never caught anything big.
No, just feed them. Just go there and feed them.
Yeah, I'll keep trying though. Pretty nice place.
So the fishing's the appeal for you up there?
Yeah, I think so. And just hanging out. And it's a little bit more remote. It's harder to get to.
Yep.
So there's less people, and when there is a lot of people on the island, you can generally get some spaces up around there to yourselves.
Yeah. Look, it kind of highlights a hot tip for travellers that do want to go and see places like that are very popular. If you can go that week before the holidays or the shoulder side of those holiday periods, you're going to be in a much better chance of having it to yourself or without the crowds. So hot tip. There you go. Take that.
Yeah, that was really cool. And those whales, you kept on saying they were.
Those whales were so beautiful. It seemed like they were just saying hello. Because we could see their
waving the fins.
Yeah.
Yes, and they stayed there for a long time. We actually just stood on the rocks for a while watching them, and then our camera guys flew the drones so we could have the view from our perspective. I mean, from the rocks as we were standing, but also from the drone. So it was really cool to have those two viewpoints.
I know the guys got some great footage, so we'll have to show some of that off when it's available. It's very cool. So wildlife, staying in some amazing spots. I mean, dingoes, whales, birds. I mean,
yeah, fish.
Good.
So our first fish ever that we ever caught, Courtney and I caught a fish for the first time.
Great.
It was huge. It was like this big.
The rule of thumb, it's always that big, right?
Yeah.
It's,
it was huge.
So you got a little whiting, did you?
It's how you hold it in front of the camera, right? So the lens is here. You got to put the fish out here.
Yeah,
optical illusion.
Yes, it was fun. It was a special. That was definitely one of our top 3. I mean, like, it's really hard to like rank. We were talking about that. Driving on the beach was in the top 5. Catching the fish with Courtney, she reeled it in too.
Fantastic.
We let it go because it was a baby.
It's all right.
Huge baby.
Not quite edible.
Like a 10-pound baby.
10-pound baby.
10 pound. That's the stretch, I think.
Yeah.
Be lucky to be 1 pound.
10 grams maybe, something like that. So did you do any walking or swimming around there as well? Did you visit Lake Mackenzie?
I jumped it. We all did.
Yeah. That was more like a ice challenge.
It was cold.
It's cold.
It is
cold.
It was
It's cold at
cold
the best of
plunge.
times, but it's beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was really pretty.
That was we had it to ourselves, but that water the ocean was warmer than that lake
No doubt.
during that time. So
Did you guys get involved in or have a look at sort of the cultural history of the island or anything like that? I know around Central Station there's a lot of history there about its old past, things like that, the butcher people.
Some of the not a lot about like the natives or anything. I mean, we know that there was a lot of logging done. We did go and walk through some cool trails and looked at some of the old logging habitats where they I guess that wood is really good for docks or for water, right?
Yeah, it's water retention. Yeah, a lot of old growth forest in there too. So it was obviously harvested back in the day, but yeah, obviously since is now well protected and things like that. But Central Station being that old location, there's still the old buildings and relics. I think there's a school, the old school is still there, standing up. So there's a lot going on there. But,
yeah.
I thought it was interesting how like the island goes back and forth with the names, like Fraser and Kugari. So that shows, I mean, right off the bat, how there's like two cultures involved in there, and there's like a history happening. So I just thought that was
it's only been renamed only in the last 18 months.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it's actually been recognised by its traditional name now, Gari. So.
I guess something we haven't talked about too is Courtney and Oliver and how well they got on, and they did some tobogganing as well, which was pretty cool.
Yes, they went down the sand.
Down at Waddy Point.
Yeah. They took Craig took them up there, and they just went down. And Courtney was telling me, she's like, I did not do good. I fell a lot of times, but they were having a good time. But they loved it. They're like, it was so much fun. I did not do good, but I had so much fun. So
they get along so well. It's so fun to have, going out camping with a little buddy. And they were saying, it sounds like both of them have similar, they're both only children. So they kind of have similar experiences where they hang out with a lot of boring adults, And so they're like, this is so cool. It's because normally when I go on trips, I'm just with mom and dad. But now I got a buddy.
You got a playmate you can just go and run amok with. Yeah.
Oh, and they gave us no drama, right? They were just always just laughing, having a good time. But like also just experiencing nature and camping, and it was
watching them learn. I've got 3 kids myself, and I love camping for me, but it adds so much more when the kids are there and you can see them learning, experiencing stuff, just being free and being kids. There's no routine, there's no schedule. It all goes out the window and they just go. And they're always
being
happy.
Kids.
There's no arguments. It's
Well, and
watching their freedom is fantastic.
There was another thing that we did. It's another top 5. I mean, I have 10 top 5s now, I think, right? And the other one was clams. What do you call those things?
Oysters or
no, the
pippies. Oh yeah, pippies.
Oh
yeah, the cockles.
Yeah, we're like just driving through, and they're like, "Stop!" And we're like, "Why?" And they're like, "Get out, let's get pippies." And I'm like, "What the heck are we doing here?" And they start digging out. We call them clams in the U.S., I guess. And I'm like, what? And we're like, you see the little bumps all over, and we just started
little air bubbles, and you go and dig them up.
It was so cool, and the kids were going crazy. And Courtney doesn't normally eat seafood a lot, but she ate that. We ate that because Banksy cooked them up when we were at Central Station, and that was actually really cool. That was so fun. We just got a bucket full of them and just cooked them up as appetizers.
Yeah, they're beautiful, aren't they? So fresh and
it was
lovely.
It was
memorable.
So fun.
Yeah.
Did you find any worms? Did anyone dig up any sandworms?
Thank heaven, no.
I don't have that talent. I'm not quick enough. No. I can't do it.
I can't do it. I've only seen it done.
It's a process. I think you have like a bag of rotten meat, don't you?
Yeah, you want to
pop their heads up, and you got to grab them real quick. And we bought our worms from the tackle shop.
From the shop.
They were $30 for a little bucket, and that's where our worms come from.
So, look, thinking about the trip and the planning, I mean, you guys were over there for 4 days, I think, from memory. Is there, in terms of supplies and things like that, how was your water supply in the 15.4? Because it's something you got to carry pretty much yourself the whole way, and with 3 or 4 people living out of the van. Sounds like Vaughan did the catering, but you guys...
Yeah, so we were pretty lucky we didn't pack a ton of food, right? Because Vaughan was so generous in doing that. But we had no issues. We didn't run out of water. I was kind of shocked because we did on one of the nights we went to a place to try to have a spot to fill up if we needed it. And we didn't end up filling up because I think we were like through half a tank.
Half a tank already, yeah.
Yeah.
You probably
So
didn't need to.
I was like, we don't even need to, because outside of Gari, we were going to go to another camp spot to get tanks full. Battery power, I never had any issues with power. We were charging all of our cell phones, and the weather was really good, so we were running. Actually,
solar optimized the whole time.
Yeah, it got cold actually. So we were running the furnace at night because it was getting
the diesel heater.
It was pretty cold.
How'd you find out it would have been enough in the 15.4? I know it's a nice compact van, and it's the diesel heater pumps out plenty of heat.
We had to figure it out because the first night I just like cranked it on and
It was too hot.
died.
Too hot.
Too hot.
Sheets. I was like, oh my gosh, it was so hot. And so I like turned it off in the middle of the night, and then I turned it back on because it got cold again. So then as I started figuring it, dialing it out, once I got it figured out, we were up north and it was warm again. So then we started.
Didn't need it at all. You turned the aircon on next time.
Started doing air conditioning instead. No, but the furnace was awesome. Kept us warm. That was nice. It's because at night, when it got really cold and we jumped in there and
Warm up a little.
we slept perfectly at night. Courtney was on the top bunk and she was worried that she'd be cold, and she never was cold, and we would like crack open the vents a little bit to help with moisture condensation. And with the heater running, and I didn't even notice I don't feel like we even used half the tank of diesel fuel on that trip.
We took a couple showers too.
Yeah, we did take a couple showers. We did. There was like Central Station had some showers there too. They just took coins. So we did end up all showering there too. So that kind of helped us on. That was only one of the nights though.
Right.
But then I like to shower most nights.
Did you shower in the van otherwise, or just shower at the amenities that were?
There was just that one.
Just the one.
That one night at Central Station. Most of the time I'm showering every night in the van.
Yep.
Sometimes she'll go every other day, and Courtney. But I'm kind of like I stink fast, so I need to stay clean.
When you talk about trip preparation, right? Like these guys are pros; they've done it all before, and we managed to do the whole. They had come over here with nothing, right? Just their suitcase, and that's it. And we managed to get all the trip prep done with visiting two stores. One was Coles, the other one was Kmart.
Perfect.
And got everything they needed for the whole trip, and all that gear's been boxed up. So when they come back here next time, it's
just grab it and go.
Here's your boxes back, fill your caravan. We're out of here in an hour.
Yeah,
so,
perfect.
Yeah, we got some good stuff out at Kmart. So yeah, and we even we did get a mattress topper, and put it on that 15, and it folds up and it folds just fine. There was no issue with doing that. And I mean, I know, to me, I always say mattresses are like your favorite color. Everybody has an opinion on how it should be. I like them a little bit softer. So like we slept great. We even like in our whole 3-week trip, I think we had a spot where we stopped at an Airbnb to like fill up and, restock and everything. And we opted to not even go and sleep in the Airbnb. It's because I'm sleeping better in this trailer than I am. I'm like, the bed is so we're like, this is our little space. So, and it was nice to have our little, we let the camera guy go in there. So we had some privacy.
You got rid of Brandon for a night.
Yeah. We're like, Brandon, go away.
And for perspective, Brandon's what, 6'3", 6'4"? He's a big guy. So
close to 300 pounds, 280. So I don't know what that is in kilos. Sorry, 130. Yeah. So he's a big boy. He's a big guy. Yeah, football player. In the U.S. lineman. Those are the big ones. But yeah. So and it didn't work because the moment he left, the kids were like sleepover. Yeah. So Oliver came and slept.
Adopted Oliver.
Yeah. Then Oliver came in.
There you go. You got room in your van for one more.
Yeah, exactly. But we didn't care. They just laughed and giggled most of the time. So it was so they were so easy and fun. But it was a magical trip for sure.
We had a good setup. Yeah. The second we landed and we went to, do this all shopping and preparation, we set it up to a way where we were really comfortable. And yes, no need to leave the van.
Everything was there.
Everything was there. And I feel like the last week, I wanted to use it more than the facilities in the camper. So, like in the campsite,
It's a testament to the comfort, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it felt home at that point because we were so long in there. So it was just truly our home, our space.
That's fantastic.
And we'll probably talk about that in the next one where the boys get to empty the toilets together.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
That's
very,
true.
A romantic experience.
Bonding moment.
Yeah.
So I guess comparing Gari to other places you've visited, I mean, is it anything like anywhere in the States, or is there anywhere like that in the States? I think you mentioned Florida, but that'd be the only place that's close.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like the West Coast, nothing like it, and I don't think you can drive on the beaches anywhere I mean, maybe somebody could correct me.
Very protected areas.
Very restrictive, yes.
Yeah, especially in like California, I don't think I've seen people.
Most of that West Coast, Oregon and Washington, I'm pretty sure it's very restrictive.
Now, I think like Texas has Gulf, right? And Florida but it's very different because there's not mountainous. It's not a rainforest. It's not like, there's not like wild dogs. Like it's very like outside of Houston and, these Galveston, whatever, these millions of people. And so it's city next to a beach, right? Sure. So I don't think it's like, I've not experienced anything. We've been to Baja and there's camping on beaches in Baja, which but it's a desert vibe. Different environment.
South Australia,
Yeah, no, this is unlike anything we've ever experienced. It was spectacular.
Getting there, I mean, you take the ferry.
The ferries.
So I already thought that it was cool before the ferry. And then you take the ferry and everybody, I was saying, wow, this is amazing. And everybody's saying you haven't seen anything. So then getting there already was pretty amazing. Just taking that ferry, we see dolphins in the ocean, and then boom, you get to a beautiful island.
Yeah, if you're a local Australian and you're looking for a trip of a lifetime, like Gari is definitely like a bucket list trip that you need to do in your life for sure. And like I know there you have like Airbnbs and places to stay, but like doing it in a camper, I think would be way better, way more epic than an Airbnb. So it's just because, you can take everything with you and make it comfortable, but also the way you experience it is different. Like how would you experience Central Station without a camper?
I don't think you could.
Yeah.
You can go and visit, but it's that sitting down at the end of the day, just in amongst the canopy of the rainforest and waking up to that in the morning as well, the $1 million kind of experience.
Oh yeah. And like right on the beach, right? You walk out and you have $1 million view of the ocean right there in your camper with your food.
On your own.
On your own, yeah.
You're not in a hotel room right next door to somebody else, or you look out and they're waving cheers and your coffee. You was like, I want to have the coffee on my own. I don't need to share this with somebody else.
No, it was a unique, and we were talking a lot about that. It's like we could never experience, this the way we've experienced it without a caravan. And thank you to MDC for inviting us and providing us that opportunity. And I definitely think it's a trip that people should aspire to do at least once in their life for sure. If you buy a caravan, you'll probably do it every year.
I agree.
We see a lot of Gari in Australia. It's on our televisions, it's in photos and things like that. But until you actually get there and appreciate it, there's a lot of photos and a lot of videos because it's a great place to visit. So I think don't take it for granted, and it makes us appreciate it more, I think, when we hear other people's experiences where they don't have that opportunity. Reminds us to pay attention to what's on our back door and enjoy it and experience it.
Yeah, you guys are extremely lucky to have that beautiful piece of nature.
So close to you guys too.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. Well, look, thank you guys so much for sharing your experience. We're really happy to have you here, and we're glad you could have such a nice time. And thanks to Vaughan for showing them around. I think they're eternally grateful for that. And I know the favour's repaid when we head over to the States. So it's a good relationship.
Thank you. Yes.
Thanks for coming along, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Well, thank you very much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the episode. Please stay tuned. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.